この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Welcome to the SushiBites Switch Summer Slam! Every week this August, we'll be taking a look at a Japanese Nintendo Switch game. And if you're watching the premiere, it'll be a complete surprise! If you missed it this time, join in the fun next week by coming to the premiere and hanging out as we look at another Japanese Nintendo Switch game together. This series has inspired countless manga, anime and video games. Its influence can be felt far and wide, with its many mysteries and conundrums replicated by countless other games, anime and manga. Visual novel Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair shares a particular connection to this series, where the game's protagonist shares a voice and deductive reasoning techniques with the main character of this beloved series. Imagine having this license, a long-running and extremely popular anime and manga, only to use it on a video game genre that doesn't exactly lend itself to this property. Though oddly, it kind of works. A skateboarding game isn't exactly what fans of this franchise were clamoring for, but it's what they got. This week's game is... This is Detective Conan Skateboard Run, Kaito Kid, and Shimpi's Hidden Treasure, released on Nintendo Switch eShop exclusively in Japan on the 11th of April 2019. I was intending to cover this game closer to its release, but things didn't quite work out. Thankfully, we can cover it here on the SushiBites Switch Summer Slam, and now I finally have an excuse to talk about this franchise. Meitantei Conan, or Detective Conan, is a manga that has been running since 1994, written by Gosho Aoyama and serialized in Weekly Shonen Sunday. It has spawned video games, films, and an animated series. It's a mystery tale about a teenage detective named Shuichi Kudo. While investigating a shadowy organization, Shuichi is captured and forced to swallow a strange poison intended to cause death via apoptosis. That's programmed cell death, like fox die.
Snake! Fox.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got myself into this situation.
Instead of killing him, this poison instead turns him back into a child. Now as a child, Shuichi is forced to take on a secret identity, Conan Edogawa, a name formed from Arthur Conan Doyle and Edogawa Rampo, two highly prestigious mystery novelists. Conan seeks to uncover the secrets behind the mysterious organization that poisoned him, and in his adventures befriends various interesting and potentially dangerous characters, including Ai Haibara, the scientist who created the poison that ruined his life, and Kaito Kid, the mysterious thief who always leaves his calling card. Detective Conan is a series about solving mysteries, with every line of dialogue being a potential clue. Naturally, what better genre to adapt the show than a mobile-style endless runner? Well, it's not as far-fetched as it appears. Conan has access to various tools to aid in his investigation, including the Turbo Engine Skateboard and the Anywhere Ball Dispensing Belt that allows Conan to materialize a soccer ball out of nowhere for kicking with the power-enhanced kick shoes. So the game designers decided to make a game focused more around Conan's skateboarding skills and his gadgets. It's certainly a fairly decent game if you can get around the wasted opportunity. Anyway, this is your Pepsi Man, your Subway Surfers, your Temple Run kind of deal. And really, I'm okay with that. Including this game, there's only been one Detective Conan game that isn't an adventure game or a board game. That's right, this is the only one.
On console, mobile doesn't count because phones suck dick.
Conan is constantly skateboarding forwards, but you can switch his lane with the analog stick or D-pad. The A button makes Conan ollie over upcoming obstacles with his skateboard. The B button makes Conan duck, perfect for getting through tight spaces. The Y button kicks a soccer ball directly forwards, which can be used to destroy boxes, but beware of the timing. And the X button uses whatever power-up you've obtained. We'll go over those in a moment. During some stages you'll be teleported to a circus-themed area, with fire hoops, trap floors, rolling balls, and visual obstructions. These may appear random, but they're not. So long as you memorise these sections and where the power-ups are, you'll scrape through just fine. Each stage has collectible stars, earned for completing specific goals. These goals are written entirely in Japanese, but cover things like destroy 3 boxes with a soccer ball, or reach a combo of 240 coins. The language barrier comes into play here, and I had to figure out a bunch of these by trial and error. The final level of each world is locked behind a certain number of stars, encouraging players to return to earlier levels and complete goals that they might have missed. This adds longevity to the game, and elevates it from simple eShop title into an engaging slice of arcade-style action you can easily return to. So I mentioned the power-ups, and these take the form of Conan's various friends and associates. Here's a quick rundown of who they are, and what they each do. Ran, Conan's old squeeze, will fill his health bar by 3 whole points. If you've hit some obstacles and taken damage, pop a Ran power-up. Kogoro, or Sleeping Kogoro as he is better known, slows Conan down so he can navigate around upcoming obstacles with ease. Ai Haibara's power-up is the only way to heal the Poison Affliction. If you get poisoned and miss this power-up, you're gonna have a bad time. Ayumi, Mitsuhiko, and Genta have access to a drone, which will collect all the coins for you. Use this in any section with coins that are hard to collect, or you suddenly find yourself facing a wall of coins. Professor Hiroshi Agaza's power-up will freeze the on-screen counter, and is basically a requirement on all timed stages, so make sure you always grab and use it immediately. Sonoko Suzuki comes from a rich family. Naturally, her power-up doubles all the coins you pick up for a limited time. So pop this and make sure you keep your chain going to grab as many as you can. Makoto Kyogoku gives you a shield, but it only reduces damage instead of ignoring it completely. For invincibility, you want FBI agent Shuichi Akai. Having watched the episodes of Detective Conan available on Netflix, I agree that Shuichi is pretty much unkillable, so invincibility makes sense. There might be other power-ups, but I've only played 2 worlds worth of this game, so I didn't see them. This is really quite a challenging game, and I must say, it's been a blast to play so far. While it seems rigid and tough at first, once it clicks, it clicks. While the levels take on the world's theme, each stage is visually different enough, and over the course of the world, the environment changes as you make it closer to the hidden treasure at the end. The game's visuals are a little bit basic by Nintendo Switch standards, but the trade-off is pleasantly short load times. On the surface level, it may look a bit bland, but under the hood, it feels cleverly crafted to avoid stuttering and poor performance. The environments are bursting with detail, while still remaining simple and easy to read. Obstacles are for the most part well telegraphed in advance, and any mistakes you make are probably your fault. Probably. Each level is intricate and tricky, with memorization being the only way to net some of those awkward stars. Replaying levels is a cinch because everything loads so quickly, getting you back in the game in a hot moment with just a single button press. While it may fail to channel the more tried and true elements of the Detective Conan franchise, this game does exactly what it sets out to do. Offer a responsive, tight and thoroughly enjoyable slice of pick up and play. Perfect for killing a few minutes while waiting for something else. So that's Summer Slam number 2. Whatever could be next on this month-long thrill ride of Switch shenanigans? Find out next week. This has been SushiBites. Thanks for watching.